Hey YouTube, so basically this video is going to be about revelations. So basically what I wanted to say about revelations, epiphanies, ideas in general, realizations. What was I gonna call it? Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. But anyway, what I wanted to say about revelations is that revelations happen on all different scales every day, big or small, important, unimportant. But even as insignificant as an epiphany, revelation, realization seems, they're all pretty important because once you have a revelation, you will almost realize something different and it's almost a turning point in your life. So, what I wanted to bring up today was my revelation I had about maybe a month ago about life in general. Excuse me. So, basically, what I wanted to say about it was I got into an argument with my mother. Love her to death, but things happen. And I ended up going outside to smoke a cigarette. Yes, I smoke, God forbid. But anyway, I sat out there and thought for a while, almost cried, until my mom walks out and asks me what's wrong. And I kind of explained how I've almost wasted my life for the past 14 years, because I am 14. I always feel this need to do something, this need to accomplish something, and yet I never do. So how I used to make up for it was I used to create my own problems and fix them to feel a sense of almost like a fake accomplishment. And many people do that, especially people who are kind of hedging around the subject of why, say, they're in therapy or something. Because that's exactly what I was doing, and I see it all the time now that I've realized that I was doing it. So, what I almost realized was that I just kept making up excuses for myself to not deal with the big picture, which I'm still not sure what the big picture is, but after that moment I felt almost a relief, knowing that, okay, I've realized that I've made mistakes, and now I could put that behind me and move on. So, let me think. When I went to prom, I had another revelation. So, as some of you who've watched my other videos know, I am, or was, classifying myself as bisexual. And I almost came to a realization that let me explain this first. I had a girlfriend. She was my first relationship. We broke up, and that was about 7th, 8th grade. And I always identified myself as bisexual after that because I didn't want to deal with the fact that I wasn't. So I was almost a closet straight. And basically, my whole dilemma was I got back together with my girlfriend maybe a couple nights before prom, and I just wasn't bisexual. I was not attracted to her in that way. And it really hurt me to have to hurt her. So on prom night, I cried and I realized all this. It came out of me. And I finally came to terms with myself that I can't be lying to myself anymore. I can't fill my head with, things that just aren't true. As much as it's easier than telling the truth and as much as it hurts less, it's just not healthy, because once you realize that you've been lying to yourself maybe 20 years, 30 years, not even, down the line, you hit rock bottom. And I hit a sort of a rock bottom that night. I cried all of prom, and in my prom date's arms, which was my friend. And excuse me. I kind of dealt with all that, broke up with my girlfriend. Now my ex-girlfriend, and moved on altogether. what the dilemma is now that I'm mostly dealing with at the moment is I'm boy crazy, and I'm almost trying to figure out why. And I don't know, the common question that I ask myself is, am I a whore? Which I know I'm not, but I almost feel like I'm craving attention. And I guess it's because I'm kind of in a, almost like, how I see it, here, let me draw this out. No, never mind. How I kind of see it is that life has its speed bumps, but after those speed bumps, there's straight road. And that straight road tends to get very boring unless there's some cracks in it. And during that straight road, smooth sailing type of thing, people usually crave something else, whether it's a positive or negative. I now, instead of looking for guys, I've began painting and scrapbooking and writing poetry more, which has helped. But basically, my question to you guys is, what do you think about that? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Am I totally off in my own world? Am I somewhat hitting the nail on the head? If not, I'd like some feedback, and yeah. Secondly, I also wanted to say, what's your guys' revelations? I mean, I like hearing from other people, whether it's in therapy, over the internet, on YouTube, about what their personal experiences are. I mean, if you don't want to say, I mean, that's fine, but for those of you who kind of take the anonymity of the internet and put it to its advantage, I'd really like to hear from you guys. I almost want to say that it's like, that, I don't know. I like relating to people, and I like helping people, and I like when people help me. And I feel that's the way the world should be. Helping each other, whether you don't like someone or you like someone. For example, one of my friends, I wouldn't say I hate her, but I dislike her in some ways. But I know that if she needs me, I'll be there for her. And some people may consider it two-faced, but I just consider it being a good person without having to be a good friend. And I believe being a good person comes first. Yeah. So, leave a comment. Tell me what's on your mind. I've told you what's on my mind countless times. And I'll get back to you guys if you comment. If not, whatever. Alright, see ya.